Owning a home is the American dream. Losing your home because you cannot make the payments is the American nightmare. I see people in my office all the time that have a house that's pulling them under. They're working so hard to keep their nose above water that they get behind on their house. It affects them intellectually and emotionally. When I meet with clients that are behind on their mortgage and facing a short sale or foreclosure, I tell them it's a lot like a court case. You want to make your voice heard. Now, I know people feel intimidated when they're up against a huge bank, but you need to make your case and let people know exactly what's going on with you, what you're able to do and what you're not able to do. So let's talk about some of the terms that are commonly used. A foreclosure, by definition, is the process where a mortgage lender takes away your home because you've broken the mortgage contract by not making payments. Now, your lender generally does not want to take your house, especially in this economy. They would prefer that you make payments and stay in the home. Foreclosure is your lender's last option to resolve a non-payment issue. Unlike other collectors, if your mortgage lender says they're about to foreclose, they mean it. In most cases, foreclosures take a long time to work through the lender's system and the courts, so you have some time to fix the problem. Your lender can foreclose at any point once the loan is in default, but usually there's a pattern of missed payments over several months. Typically, it can be 3 to 6 months of non-payment, but it can happen anytime there's a pattern of missed payments. Once you miss a payment, the lender can take legal action by notifying you in writing what they intend to do. Each state is different, so check your state law for the regulations in your area. Since a foreclosure has nearly the same impact on your credit as a bankruptcy, I would do everything possible to avoid it. If your lender does decide to work with you, there are several options they could offer. The first is a short sale. Now, in a short sale, you're requesting permission to sell your home for less than what you owe on it. For example, if you owe $350,000 on a home and the value has dropped and now it's only worth $300,000, you would be seeking approval from the bank to sell the home for what it's worth today. Now, you notice I say the word seek approval. You can't make the bank do a short sale. If you sell your home for $50,000 less than the mortgage balance, the bank takes the hit. Now, before a bank will approve a short sale, they're going to do their homework to determine what are the comparable homes in the area and what are you qualifying for. Now, short sale process is slow because the bank has to approve each step of the process. Be sure to try to get a letter that says the bank will not come back to you to follow up for the shortfall on the sale in the future. If you don't get that in writing, you could have an issue come back to bite you. Great communication is critical with the lender to make sure you know all of your options and what to expect at each stage of the process. Now, another type of lifeline is a loan modification. A loan modification is where the bank adjusts the rate or the term of the loan to allow people to catch up. The bank sees you are struggling to stay afloat with your mortgage and is willing to help you catch your breath. Now, a lot of times this will involve an application process where the bank will want to know how much money you make and how much other debt you have, so they can see if you're going to be able to make this new modified payment. A payment modification is where the bank or mortgage company reviews your file to see if a reduced payment for a set period of time would give you some financial relief. You need to think about your situation from a lender's perspective to understand what options they might offer. You want to ask them openly and honestly about your options. Hear what they have to say and take some very careful notes. I always tell people that I work with, you have to be an advocate for yourself. I use the phrase, inspect what you expect. That means you're going to have to follow up on this process. I typically tell clients to contact their bank or mortgage company 2 times a week. Keeping good notes on who you spoke to, the context of the call, and the date and time of the call. This allows you to keep a running record of your communication with the bank, so the bank can understand that you are taking this very seriously and you're trying to be proactive. So here are 5 things to remember when dealing with a real estate issue. Don't guess. Get the facts about your real estate situation. Understand your options. Contact the bank and see if they can work with your situation. Educate yourself. Understand the advantages and disadvantages of each option. Focus on the now. Understand you're working through this situation. You can get another home one day. Follow up, follow up, follow up. You have to stay in touch with your bank or mortgage company. Call them at least twice a week. These 5 tips are a real estate lifeline for you. You need to follow each one carefully and closely, and remember, you can get through this.